fix it? Let me see if we have sound now.
Echo? Surely not, right?
We should have sound now.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Do we?
Musical chairs.
We should. We should.
A lot of these teams.
I think I know what happened.
I'm not a huge fan of it.
The
I think that
my mixer, Sully, like screwed something up with the mixer the other day. So when I switched to my different theme thing, now it's
Defiant, as I've said previously,
it should work now.
Contracts. Aspire is going to be playing
Sully?
here for the Defiant, but other than that, the usual suspects going to be playing in this match.
It should work now.
Yeah, he's.
All right, how is the sound levels right now in the game? We want to make sure we get those sound levels down. We put this up.
We'll tell you a bit more.
We're going to go to the main scene now.
This match as well. A guy
Here we are.
From Contenders, a hit scan player. Who's
Let me know,
Chad,
how it sounds.
And has his chance in the limelight to really show what he's capable of on this short-term contract with the Toronto Defiant.
I think we're just excited to be able to hear again.
This is a team that's really trying to find their style. They've been playing a lot of Winston kind of compositions.
With
Nice doing a lot of big flanking maneuvers, whether that be on the Soldier 76 or on the Echo as well.
All right, we'll adjust the levels if we need to. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Good match record.
We got the
so
Shock.
Is going to be an interesting.
Which, by the way, the roster to start is Striker, Smurf, Violet, Nero, Choi, and FD God is the starting lineup. You won't be able to see because of my camera, but that is who they're going with to start. Sorry about the no sound there. My mixer was screwed up for a second, so I had to make it work. So here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, now we start to have some concerns.
So I'm ready for hopefully some a good match today. Everything goes well.
Cool game to get a first indicator of Shock's power.
What do you think? I'm thinking a 3-0.
Yeah, Defiant are having problems right now because they had a COVID outbreak with the team. So I don't think they're going to be at full strength today.
But there are some players that are going to want to really prove themselves too, because they have they're bringing some players, bringing some players who are ready to pop off and hopefully do well. We haven't seen Shock in this tournament yet, so this is the first time we're going to see Shock under the new meta. For anybody who wasn't here or hasn't been watching the matches recently, Reinhardt. Sombra, yeah, Reinhardt, Sombra, Tracer, and Zen are banned, so they cannot be played. So we're going to be seeing different comps, and I'm curious to see lower the casters. Okay, see, perfect. That's what we do this.
Probably seeing Nero and Echo.
Let's see how that is. And we're going to be seeing how everybody's playing on Shock. We haven't seen their comp yet. Yeah, I'm thinking 3-0 Shock. We should be good now. This is why we do this part first, to get all the volume set.
And control became their map type.
Is the volume good now, chat? Let me know how that sounds across the board. I want to have in-game volume too. If the casters end up being louder than me, that's fine, because I want you to be able to hear the game and kind of enjoy the game. Enjoy the game as much as possible.
You want to do time check one more time, by the way?
15, 14, 13, 12, 11.
Right.
You good?
Yeah, you're like a half a second ahead of me, but it's fine. We're good. We're good.
Team must win.
All right, we're good to go.
Team must lose. It's used to open series. It's used to decide series. And if the Shock slip with their dominance on this map type, it could spell the end of the 3P dreams.
That's a really good.
And there you go. They actually just put it on the bottom of the screen. Unavailable heroes. What the heck? I should have waited.
That's convenient.
What the heck? I could have waited, and then I just been like, yeah, there's the hero bands. Oh, come on.
Unavailable.
All right.
I'm actually looking at these. This is actually these are very different, very interesting comps they're coming out on.
Well, Shock is known to just put whatever comp out at the beginning for a second, and now they're switching over. Moira Lucio, Winston Diva, Echo Reaper versus Double Shield, Brig Bap, Ash, Echo. Two different comps.
Both teams running Echo, though. That's going to be the thing to look for, I think.
Yep. Ooh, we get Sully meowing in the background for a second, too. Oh, I agree.
Huge amounts of poke damage as he goes in.
It's actually really important. Shock took top right there.
Well, they want to take away the map control, but once they realize they're double shield, they're going to probably, they're going to dive on a target. That's going to be their main target. But actually, Michelle did a really good job of recognizing the dive and backing away ASAP.
Yep.
And that's what double shield's about, is you have to recognize the dive and back away. And Toronto actually takes that with ease.
Opening of this point will be going their way.
With ease.
Nice and easily.
That is crazy.
A pretty strong and powerful position to be in, I think, when you're running this double shield composition now.
Yeah, that first team fight.
But yeah, so far we're seeing Toronto just basically, you know, it was the first fight, so Shock has to get into the match. It has been a while since their last match, and on top of that, in general, you know, it's the first dive, so they're playing that comp in general. So
It is so
taking over for one quick second.
I want to see who are they trying to isolate here. Ooh, Smurf doesn't make the full jump. I think they're trying to isolate the Sigma as much as they can, but oh, the Echo copy Diva is so scary with the new change. If you don't know what the new change is, chat, the Diva Crush, especially on Echo, because you pop ult, immediately get your ult back as Baby Diva, and you can immediately just try to crush somebody. That's scary. But the Shock are doing a great job here of punching them into the small room.
He does take out Lastro, but
Nero's got the other side locked down too, but this is just the strength of Double Shield. Double Shield, they just can kind of fall back, use the BAP to heal everybody up at once. Brig with the same thing, and Brig is really good at keeping off the Winston from being able to run their team over. So this is tough, but they're playing Toronto's just playing this really well.
Oh, 100%. And thank you, by the way. Sully had to unplug my camera again. So
all good.
Yeah, this is definitely on my last fight right now, which is, once again, this is also, I will say that if there's one map where dive isn't that good on, it's going to be Universal.
It's this one.
It is 100% this one. But this is going to be a fight they're definitely going to take. Obviously, when you get the Echo Ultimate with Sigma, it's pretty much guaranteed to have Sigma Ultimate, and they're playing to disengage, so that's going to be really good there. Now, I imagine what Shock's going to do is probably engage aggressively here with Smurf's Ultimate, and then they're going to try to go for whatever, like, whatever, obviously, you know, basically whatever Smurf can like boop into the team, and if they can do that, they'll be good to go.
Many more tools to be able to hold on here. My eyes are on Nice. We've seen
so many
flanks from him before, and he's
I'm looking to see what, like you said, which way Smurf goes, because Double Shield attacking is kind of tough here. Okay, so like you said, they're going to play aggressive here. They're going to try to isolate Smurf and push him back. They got Striker though. Striker went deep with Smurf. That's just their Double Shield is just so good here because they can just play it slow, abuse the power of the Brig, and try to turn the fight. Shocker retreating a little bit, but they're still getting picks on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, once again, this comp is very defensive, and Dive is a very aggressive comp, and generally, Double Shield beats Dive, right?
Yep.
But it doesn't mean that they can't win with a Dive. It's just that Toronto's doing a really good job of being like, we need to disengage, back up, and heal up. And that's what we're seeing right now. But this is not the best dive map there is, by far.
It's definitely not.
So, and still,
wow, that was huge.
Is actually possibly turning this fight around, or at least giving themselves an opportunity in what seemed like a lost fight to begin with.
Smurf getting Aspire there with in the backline might have just turned this whole fight. Because Sato's stuck on the side. They're just ignoring him. He's not going to do anything all by himself over there.
But that was amazing that Shock was able to disengage. And once again, in this comp, you know, Defiant doesn't have speed boost. So that it takes them a bit to get to the point anyway, so Shock's going, you know, we can play aggressive, and then we're still going to be able to have time to back out and make a play. And that's what they did. Even though they lost multiple people on that, you know, they were able to get back quickly. And it's actually coming down at almost one last fight here, but Toronto does have Brig ult, they do have Echo ult, High Noon.
Yep.
It's going to be on Nero to get a good play.
Really big on Nero here. Nero needs to make a play with the Echo ult.
And if he can, that should enable Striker to be able to get a good Reaper ult off.
Yep.
That's pretty much where we're at. Nero went Diva, which actually isn't a bad play here.
He ate the High Noon?
Exactly.
Here it comes!
Yep, and you know what this is going to do? This is going to enable the fact
split them and get
Striker to get an ultimate. Striker will have the opportunity to have a good ultimate here in 3%. Oh, wow. Really good shots by Aspire there. Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Striker just got caught off.
But if you look at the point...
Wait, are they going to be able to touch?
They did, but look at the HP. Look at the HP right now.
Michelle's looking pretty well. Has ult. So they technically got two rounds of health.
Yep. This is actually a crazy fight. And Striker will be back with Reaper ult in time here. They know that, though, and then Strikers aren't even going to try to go for the Reaper ult.
Yep. I think they're just trying to stall this out a little bit. Let Choi take some damage in. They're trying to get Smurf back in. Smurf's going to go in with the Reaper and make some space. And there, yep, that's huge.
A crazy aggressive play, and now they know they got most of their cooldowns out too with that. And I think Shock might actually be able to turn this and win.
They are flipping this 100%.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose this. If you look at the ults available, that was a really good play by Shock. So, I mean, Toronto played that extremely well, but honestly, in the end, Shock just played it better. They started off slow, and sometimes when you start off slow in the dive comp, you have no ultimate, so you're forced to basically dive multiple times in a row. try to build up your ultimates and then just go again. And that's what they did. So I was looking unwinnable for Shock there, and once again, that was a map where dive isn't as good. Although, clearly it's good if they were able to win, right? So when we say that, we're talking about ranked. Obviously, Flats and I in ranked on University.
22% win rate.
Yeah, exactly. It's about a 20% win rate for us, so we don't even know what we're talking about on that map. And now we're going to see them switch to the... Actually... Are they going double shield themselves?
Double shield, except one's gonna run May.
No, they're running they're running Orisa Diva.
Oh, they are running Orisa Diva.
Yeah, even they haven't even noticed that yet either. They're running Orisa Diva versus Orisa Sigma, which I personally like the Orisa Sigma better here. Because you can't play aggressive with the Orisa, and Sigma adds that second shield, and essentially the same type of defense matrix in this comp, where you're basically just all playing together. And as I say that, all of Shock is playing spread.
He's been pressured out. And that's going to be that Maywall from Nero.
Well, I think they're just trying to isolate target. Like, FD God just hovering around the top just to be pesky. And they just look for an isolated target with the May and just kill them. And then they win. That's it, and they just have to back out.
I'm curious to see if Toronto makes any switches off of that, but so far we haven't seen anything.
Active positions going to be spamming them out.
They just need the one pick. The one pick wins them the fight. Striker's going to have ult first, too.
100%.
They swapped the double shield. They swapped it.
I was going to say, there's no reason to play the Diva there. They must have expected a different comp, which is why they did that, and then they came out with a double shield. And double shield is very strong. And we're seeing a lot of double shield once again because obviously there's been some hero bans. So double shield gets a little bit more value. And surprisingly, we're not seeing any echo on this map either.
I think they just want to hold high ground.
Which makes sense. Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess when you play May there, it gives you map control and allows for you to like kind of... You're able to get a lot of value in May on this map.
Right.
Leading in, they have caught one player, two players.
Oh, that's such a big wall high noon right there. That's the plays they're looking for.
Yeah.
Because they know that the pull flux already exists. They know that the Bongo is a good fight-winning ultimate. The wall high noon makes high noon just that much more valuable when it's not realistically that valuable of an ult.
And most importantly, if we look at it, it's also just about really good ult usage. High noon right there with window, and you get to keep all your other ultimates. Obviously, you know, with Lucio in this comp, it can be a little bit difficult to be able to build that, to build beat. But like that was a great play. And look at the ults they have now. They have May ult. They have Bongo. The Bongo makes sense. The Bongo's going to allow for them to be aggressive here.
Yep.
And they're just not, you know, even with beat there, they're able to counter them. And, you know, we still have Choi's ultimate here too, which we might see Choi use the ultimate soon because they were able to use some of the counter ults at that point.
I think they're just going to try and buy some time.
Yeah,
they might lose Violet up top.
Violet, you know, isn't a decent position right there. I don't know if Sully unplugged my camera yet. Just jumped on the computer again. Nice. Okay.
Wow, this fight is honestly, it's so clean, but it's so chaotic at the same time.
I know. It's a crazy.
I didn't even see the flux.
Ooh, what a play by Shock there.
That was huge.
Right, if they win this, I'm going to be back 1 quick second, so you're going to have to...
Yeah, do you think?
Be back 1 second. All right. Come on, so let's go.
Honestly, that round was obviously much cleaner than the last, but I think this is kind of... With Shock not... not with Shock. With Defiant not having anybody... You know, Aspire is a new pickup. With COVID and whatnot, the Shock are just clicking right now with being able to have their rotations, being able to isolate targets. Like that second round was so different from the first round. Just everything they did was just the obviously like the most correct plays you could. The biggest was the Maywall High Noon. The reason the Maywall High Noon was so big is because they got to keep 4 of their ultimates. Keeping the 4 ultimates of both tank ults and the support ults, let them on the next fight only use May ults to get a kill. Defiant try to re-engage with beat. They can't because they got forced back out. And eventually when they finally go to make a play, Choi has flux. See again, we see it here again. This one play right here set them up for the rest of the game. Because look at their ults at the top left. They were able to have everything ready to go. Like it was at that moment, the game was no longer winnable for the Defiant. They just didn't have anything unless they just got some frags. Yep. That's it.
Well, at that point, you know, if you get the first fight, one of the easiest ways to guarantee at least 99% is good ult economy, and that's it. If you have good ult economy, you can guarantee 99%. It can be really difficult for the other team to have to make a play off of that, especially once again when there isn't rush comp. So the last tournament, we saw a lot of rush comp and we saw a lot of double bubble, right? And both of them are just about rotating the same set of ultimates and playing really aggressive and really quick. These comps are a little bit slower. They're more spam heavy. So when you have good ult economy, it's more common you'll see less team fights and just good ult economy. Because in like the rush comp, you just run in and then sometimes it doesn't even matter what ultimates you have, right? You just go in and you just brawl. But in these comps, it's more spam damage. And you see what's happening right now is they're just not able to kind of get the same value that they were looking for in the previous comps. And yeah, Shock played that perfectly. The first map, a little bit, you know, kind of getting used to, you know, I guess playing a match again because it's been a while. Second map, they were just dominating.
They also just had the comp to beat them.
Yeah.
Like they're the double shield. That double shield comp, realistically, on that map is just better. And at least in my experience, it's just a good comp, and the way they played it was really good. But Shock made the rotations with the Lucio that were able to outplay them because like as you said earlier, they didn't have the speed. They had the brig.
Yep.
So if they were pushing them back hard and then disengaging and then re-engaging quickly, like to try to catch them off balance, catch them a little bit split, there was those rotations. And those rotations take so much synergy and coordination that, you know, it just kind of speaks to Shock is kind of making a little bit of a statement here, if anything, from the casters or the desk said before the games even started that, you know, Shock was not as much synergy as they, you know, as they would hope right now. But I think Shock's kind of making a statement with that first game, saying, hey, we still got the synergy.
I mean, you have to remember with Shock was never, and correct me if I'm wrong, Shock has never been like the top regular season team, like across the board. They've always been, you know, they start at the beginning of the season, they take time, they get better and better and better and better as like the matches happen and the seasons happen, and then when it's time to pop off, they pop off. And I think that's what, for them, they prioritize, they look at it and they go, okay, we need to work on this, we need to work on that. Sometimes you might not win, you know, like a regular season match, and eventually they get to the point where they start to dominate more. Although this, I will say, a lot of teams have improved a ton over the past year.
This is the most competitive season
100%,
of Overwatch League I've ever seen, by far.
Yeah, but Shock's very good. And I think that synergy will come with time. I think with time, they will start to figure out how they want to, you know, how they want to do things, and they'll develop more and more chemistry, and that's very important on teams. You have good chemistry on your team, you're gonna pop off a lot of the time. And I think with Shock, they're developing some chemistry across the board still, and I think we're gonna see them can you know, get better, and then there will be some matches where they don't win as much. Or they won't, you know, it may not seem like they're dominating, but for them, each match they're having is gonna be a big deal, you know, later on, and as they develop that chemistry.
Yeah, of course. So. I still think that, you know, that first round, as close as it was still impressive, and then they showed it when they play the double shield comp on second point. It wasn't even close.
Exactly. Now we just wait for the next map. Do you know what the next map has to be? What's the next map?
I didn't catch it, honestly.
I think it's an Escort, right? It's probably going to be like a Dorado or I mean. What map does Shock usually like to play? Actually, I don't even know who has map selection.
I don't think it is map selection. I think it's already like pre-selected.
So
it's pre-selected.
So what would it be? I don't even know. Wait.
Let's take a look at our Indeed player.
I think it is. Actually going to be. Is it Escort then 2CP then Hybrid?
Coming in on the short-term contract here for the Toronto Defiant, and you can see his accomplishments.
I don't know.
Of finalists, or at least high place.
I actually don't know.
Well, I don't know if they changed it from, because I thought last.
Honestly,
I thought it was 2CP after.
Oh wait, is it Hybrid?
It might not be. No, you're right. It was us. No.
Wait.
No, you're right. It is Escort.
It is Escort. Okay.
Wait a minute.
That's Escort.
Is there no? Wait a minute. Did I say there is no 2CP?
No, I saw 2CP today. There's definitely 2CP.
I watched the graphic on the bottom left showed two
I saw
hybrids.
that. I think that was on accident.
Okay.
I swear I saw 2CP.
You can't even blame us. They're not really.
It's on Glister.
What?
The community.
Wait, Glister's in.
People have been stapling.
Wait, is this the first time we've seen Glister?
We actually saw Glister, I think,
out to telephone poles.
And I could be wrong on some of the matches. I think it was against Houston on Havana.
Who knows?
No, look it. I can wall Hollywood. There is no 2CP.
Oh wait, there is no 2CP.
Just think about this from Glister's
huh?
What?
But I just watched 2CP. Are you able to like? Are you able to, like, not play 2CP if you don't want to? Because
I don't know.
I just saw 2CP. They were playing Temple of Anubis.
They played last game. Played Temple. Yes. It's just. Wait, what?
He's like, all right, everything's coming up glistening this year.
Okay.
Plays 2 games.
All right, we'll just roll with it.
All right, yeah. I mean, Junkertown.
I don't like 2CP. I don't care.
Confusing. Their lack of.
I won't lie. I'm not a big Junkertown fan though.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are. I mean, this map is very reliant on really good sniper play. If you have, you know, like if you have a good Ashe, a good Hanzo, a good Widow, honestly, if you have a really good Echo on this map now too. Now you might go, what do you mean on first point? Second point and third point Echo is crazy. At least in ranked, crazy good. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Echo being played.
Well, it looks like they're actually rolling out on Echo right now on the defense.
Yeah, Echo on second point and Echo on, even though not as good on first point, but imagine if Echo gets map control on the right-hand side, or basically where Toronto is right now. If Echo gets map control there, it's over for the team. It's over. There's nothing the team can do. They're going to have to play so out in the open that the sniper will just absolutely destroy. But it looks like Shock's actually going with the double sniper.
I'm interested in them all stacking up over here on the side.
I think most teams want to start there, to be honest with you, because there's really nothing you can do in the open, so they just want to control that part of the map. Like, you know how we stand there and die at the beginning and get spammed out? They don't want to do that, so they stay here.
Oh, they're smart about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you and I will usually get picked off, one of us immediately, and we go,
I play Hog, and I sit in that bottom left-hand room now, and I don't move.
True.
That's all I do.
And then within about a minute, I'm wondering how every single member on the other team has their ultimate.
That's not my fault.
On the Widowmaker.
I mean, let's be honest.
All eyes on
That's not my fault.
I mean,
Okay. Nope. It's not my fault.
So here we go. We have Echo Widow versus... Okay, Echo Widow. They didn't do...
Aspire gets the first pick.
He does. Aspire's been playing very well.
Yeah, he has.
He's some really good plays.
Also, did you notice they gave up, like, they didn't try to hold them any closer. Like, they just want to hold this one corner. There's only one fight on Junkertown first.
Yep.
Oh, he went for the spawn kill. Okay.
Yeah, playing with confidence.
Yeah.
Playing with confidence.
Just healing it back up, trying to build up those ultimates.
I like this flank by FD God and Choi.
And see what we're talking about where Narrow's positioned right now? That's what I was referring to. Once Echo gets that side of the map, and although we are seeing Toronto win the fight, you can see that's what they want to do. Like, the play is to get that side of the map as Echo, and then make a play off of that. Obviously, Toronto made a good play and was able to win the first part of that fight, but that's what you want to do as Echo. You take away that side of the map, not only will you build your ultimate fast, but it allows for your front line to do something. Toronto just had a really good reaction. One thing I will say is Toronto clearly is very comfortable in double shield, and they like to play that disengage style. And as you can see, they already do have their ultimates. But obviously, Toronto had some early picks, and once again, we're going to have to see how Shock reacts to it.
Over and over again because
didn't Michelle play all last season Sigma pretty much?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, a lot of players played Sigma last season.
Yeah, I know, but I don't remember him playing anything else
until the Hog Zarya meta, and then everybody had to play Hog Zarya, but it was pretty much nothing but Orisa Sigma.
Wow, that rotation right there.
Yeah.
Quite low into this fight here.
I think this is going to be decided if Glister can get Aspire out of position and kill him here. This is tough.
Yeah, and Choi uses ult there, and they did get Lastro, but I think Lastro will be back in time.
He will be.
We were just talking about good ult economy, and surprisingly, Shock might have overused their ult there. So,
Glister's got to get this pick on Aspire.
Yeah, right now it's been like, it's definitely important in these fights, obviously. And Aspire, once again, is playing with confidence, which is, for having the opportunity to be able to play the matches and just coming in and popping off already and having that impact is a good sign. And here goes Nero again.
Nero's going to go for the play. He's got the Sigma now. Takes the high ground with it.
Yep.
So, this is beautiful. Goes to the flux.
Send it into the back line. Supercharger goes down.
And I actually think they're going to be able to peel that.
They lamped them.
But if you look at the map, Shock has really good map control, and that play alone by Nero might actually get him the point.
100%. Yep. He just took that point.
And once again, as you saw, Echo was going for the outside of the map, going for that control, and they were able to win that right there. Which is crazy. It's just not a surprise to see that. We were able to predict that, so they were able to do that play. Looks like Defiant is able to save both their DPS ults. They're going to have the Wreck Wall here. But if Shock can get walls in time here and just counter walls their walls, we might see a decent fight for Shock. If not,
at the right times.
then we'll have to wait and see what Toronto does.
I really think it's gonna be big on Glister getting the pick.
Yep. Oh, 100%. He's gonna pop walls probably immediately. Yep. And they're gonna counter walls. There you go. That's pretty much what Widows do. You just counter the walls so that way both teams have walls and you just still can't do anything. It's not a one-team fight here. If Shock gets this, they're gonna get second point. This fight, that is. We do obviously see that
where the card is.
Yeah, Shock once again doesn't have any ultimates, and Aspire gets to pick again.
I guess he just mistimed the ultimate, miscounted it.
He's popping, honestly.
Because Aspire still had a little bit of vision onto him and collects the headshot.
And I mean,
that makes it tough because now they can't take out the top left because Aspire has this angle.
Yeah.
Like if Nero or FD God pop that corner, they're just gonna die.
Yeah. And obviously at this point, Shock is just gonna kind of just chill.
The defensive Widowmaker is
and just try to get out because there's nothing they can do there.
That they can take. But they have to play a little more safely because if they die...
Once again, this is double shield Overwatch.
Yep.
The fights that happen are very... They take time to get map control. There's no speed boost. There's no... there's not going to be much diving. It's just going to be slowly take map control. Eventually, use your ultimates. And that's just how double shield is.
And they mean a little bit more, too, because you're killing that time,
Yep, and if you look...
Brawl, you just throw it at the wall for a few fights.
You'd already have somebody on cart right now because they can, they have the mobility to get away. Double shield, you take the stairs. You hope that they don't have a good Sigma ultimate here. I mean, a good Echo ultimate here by Toronto. And that's pretty much it. You just kind of wait.
Glister's looking for this pick.
Yeah.
He's looking for it.
You're offered very, very small windows to try
and
actually chunks on the Sato. Sato gets kind of low there.
Yeah. But they're able to get choice, though. But once again, there's not much Shock can do here outside of maybe like a quick pick. Because in this comp, it's about... Ooh, but we do see a pick. Glister gets a pick.
Who's in the back line? Oh, Nero's going for it. Who's in their back line right now? I think they just got him.
No, they got Glister, and that was actually... they actually used Echo Wall on Toronto, and they were able to shut down the Echo ultimate, and now they're going back to the point. That's what we saw. That's why you saw Nero able to take the 1v1 against Echo there, is because they were in their backline with their ultimate, which actually gives them an opportunity now. Where they're obviously... They're currently waiting on Violet to get back.
Just came out.
Yep, which is good. I mean, they're happy with that. After that Bongo's done, they're going to counter, and they're going to use their ultimates. They have Echo Wall, too, so they might go Sigma here, might go double Sigma. But I wouldn't doubt if they go Brig either.
Oh no! Nice new. Glister keeps taking that same angle.
That's it though. Like, they didn't even use their ultimates.
The rally will keep them going for a short time, but they don't have the damage necessary to try and break through this. 11 seconds remaining.
Oh, only 11 seconds.
Far too slow to get into the action.
Wow. So,
Defiant holding strong here.
I will say this.
Not going to connect.
I will say this.
Touch the payload.
This map, when it's double shield, can be very, very, very difficult to get through second point if the defense wins the first fight. Although I will say there, I think what happened there was Shock was trying to go for the map control and didn't think they would get picked, and then before they were able to use their ultimates, they got the picks. But I wouldn't be like, oh no, this map's over. I think Shock, if they can have a similar first point time bank on defense, then I think they can hold this. This map is very, very difficult to take in the double shield versus double shield mirror on second point. Meanwhile, there's like
even first is very tough to take too.
Meanwhile, there's like an OWL stat. There's like an OWL stat. Teams take second point 99% of the time. No, I'm just kidding. Like,
but I'm gonna start keeping track of this guy now.
But I'm curious to see what they do here. I think
some of the best players that we have in the league.
they will go double shield, and they do have a Mei. So instead of going for the Echo play, they're going for the Mei play, which once again
hold the door.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think they would hold the door because you would just give up your value. Like the idea of holding door nowadays is that when you're playing rush comp, you can take 3 fights, right?
Right.
But when you play double shield, it really doesn't matter how many fights you have on the retake. It's more about, can you just hold the map and spam them out, right? So with rush comp, you hold close because you can take 3 fights. You can speed boost back. With double shield, they're not worried about holding there. They're worried about just keeping map control and basically controlling half of the map. That's all that matters to them. And that's why you won't see them hold close here. It's just about holding one half of the map. As we saw, for example, Toronto giving them all a second point. Just halfway there and then taking the other half of the map. That's double shield. One team has one half of the map, the other team has the other, and the team that's set up correctly will have really good spam and pop off. So So it's very important. Glitch is going to have to hold the left side there because if Echo does get behind them with this comp, and they are holding close underneath there with Bang.
Close.
But I wouldn't doubt if they back up here at one point. The idea is
they're playing it very differently. They want to hold that room like and just sitting there with the May. And that's like I've never seen this play like this before.
And once again, controlling half the map.
And yeah, you're going to be missing a decent amount of that.
That's the play here.
Now the Echo and the Widow are gonna take the off angles just like we saw Shock try to do on attack.
Yep.
Now they've lost the presence of Widow.
But once again, if we look at where they are right now, Shock is still able to, and as I say that, they pull FD God.
They're getting ambushed.
They
They're
do
and that is a serious
window here, though.
They're going to get picked to pieces unless someone could do
I think they're just trying to. They really want to try to take this back, but I'm not sure if they can.
Yeah, I don't know if they can.
Hold on, just trying to play around the shield.
There's not much they do. Oh, thank you.
Far too much damage to overcome.
Sully saying hi.
No, Sully's saying hi. Hold on, Sully.
Yeah, that was just you know, I get what they were going for, but once they lost the map control, because that's the thing is like they need to control that side of the map, and once they lost that side of the map, and Widow had like basically free reign there, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and also the Widow backs up the Echo really hard.
Okay, that's just a good shot. Wow.
You can't even be mad at that.
So once again, you're not going to see, I don't think you're going to see Shock try to play close here. They're going to take one half of the map and control that half of the map. And that's what their play is here. They're not going to try to rush to stop the cart because it doesn't matter.
That was close on FD.
Yep. That was just a really good shot, I must say.
Yeah, you can't even be mad about that, honestly.
100%.
And now 4.5 minutes essentially is what the Defiant will be working with here. Is they're just trying to push this one in, and they don't have to push it in far.
So Shock is just going to try to hold top. Just
right now. The Matrix
that went a little too far.
So I think that's out of line of sight from the
shot. I don't know if that was meant to go there. Maybe. They're definitely going to want to try to take top like Shock did.
That damage, the halt.
But I think everyone's just waiting for all the damage amplifications to be done.
This is the most important fight. If Shock wins this, we're going to see a really close matchup. Like this fight specifically, it's going to go down to like the last 2 team fights. And Glister with a huge pick.
That's massive.
Huge pick.
They canceled out the bongo with a window too.
It took a while. He has found a pick.
And that's it. So now we look at the L pools, and they're showing that right now. You know, Shock, if they get a really good May ult here, they could have an L pool going all the way to the end of the map. I'm not even kidding you. Because what will happen is they'll be able to build up all their ultimates. They'll have a bongo again at a certain point, and then after that, they'll be able to rotate their ults.
Yep.
Ults come through. Gravitic Flux actually only connects on.
Here comes the counter. Are they gonna push into this?
I don't think they do. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, they shouldn't. No.
I can speak from experience. When they're in that room and you push in there, you usually get rolled. It happens to me all the time because I push in there every time.
That's scary though, because now that was gonna be a big ult, and they didn't get anything out of it.
They definitely overuse their ultimates a little bit. You know, they once again do have the map control, but they need to take that high ground back. I think they're too spread right now. I could be wrong though. This might be planned, but I think they need to reset before they get a good pull, and that's it. And then as you see,
Spire's looking for the cross.
Yep. They recognize that and they get out. Yep. Yeah, they needed to do that.
It was a good block by Choi too. Choi took the shot.
Glister gets the good really good picks, but
Aspire gets the pick on the fight. That's probably one of the worst picks they could have got.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they dropped there once again.
I try and do something here. So many players at the San Francisco Shock have fallen. They have to try and make some magic happen. You can see Nero's just trying to take a couple of risks. The ice block round the corner, very low.
If Nero can somehow get their Widow, that would be huge.
Almost, but it is Choi who ends up trading with his life. And now just the onslaught that's happening here from the Defiant. And Matrix
come back on the ball and try and stall it out too.
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to do that. It was definitely a very unique sequence there, that fight. They might be able to kill the Brig, but Sato doing a really good job.
Only a couple of players left. Nero out of the ice block.
Wow, that was a very surprising map. I expected
for the Defiant.
It was like
dropped.
Number 2 here against the San Francisco.
Yeah, it felt like
smiles all around.
It was just a
fantastic performance there, especially
like that
from
pick
on.
I
mean, just for another moment.
That was just a very unique
come in fresh from contenders,
like
team
fight that happened on the end there. That whole sequence for like a minute. It felt like it went from being like a double shield and they were doing well with it to like everybody started to spread a little bit more, and then with that spread, they allowed to get a really big pick. I mean, Aspire was able to get that pick on Violet, which pretty much once you lose your map in that team fight, it can be really difficult to win that fight. And they kind of just started to go to point, and then after that, they lost.
They understand how to play this.
I think at that point they're probably trying to figure out, what they can do better, and I'm sure they'll bounce back the next couple maps. Junkertown's one of those maps too that, once again, it's just some teams are good at Junkertown, and some teams aren't. And when you see
the tracking on that shot, oh my god!
Sometimes I mean, that's just a good shot. Like, what can you do right there? That's just a good shot.
You actually can't even get mad.
Nope.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile.
That was
and by Xfinity.
That was a Junkertown game. That was a textbook Junkertown game, to be honest with you. That's why I don't like that map. I don't like that map at all. We go to a halftime after this?
There's no halftime now.
Oh, there is no halftime.
No, they don't do halftimes now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh,
they basically just go to the next map. I think they realize that it's okay to have like halftime and stuff like that, but I think they realize that it's just they want to go to the next match, get everything going. I think they give them like 5 minutes in between each match, so it says coverage continues. So what will happen is the match will end. They'll figure out who they're subbing in. They'll talk about strategies, get everybody right in the lobby, and then they go. So the coverage will continue. They'll go to the casters. The casters will talk about the match, and then on to the next map.
That makes sense.
So.
Makes sense.
Not too bad though.
Seeing a lot of Echo though, I'm not surprised. Yeah. Echo is very strong, and on top of that too, like you can't really play comp set. Do something about that right now.
Well, you have to remember Echo was one of the heroes that was made to help counter double shield. So Echo's in there automatically, not only to be able to like just make big plays, but to help break shields and help with the team fight.
Mm-hmm.
So, we haven't seen any Ashe, have we?
I thought we did. No, we didn't.
We haven't seen many.
Do you think we would see much Ashe in this meta though?
I don't know. I'm just surprised a little bit.
I'm not surprised to see the Widows. I'm not surprised to see the Echoes. The Winston Diva was actually a very good surprise on first.
A lot of teams have been running Winston Diva. Most teams that I've seen playing have actually been defaulting to Winston Diva. Has been like the go-to comp. That or Ball Diva, believe it or not. But also, so.
I wonder if we'll see more Shock play Winston Diva on the next couple, because you can't play Winston Diva on Junkertown. It just don't work. It really just doesn't work. Yeah. So Junkertown has always been a default Orisa map. Basically, if you ever think of a map and it's like, did you play on Orisa on it before Sigma came out? You're playing double shield.
You know what we need to do to get this win though?
What's that?
We need chat to smile, because every time we get chat to smile, Shock wins the rest of the maps. So let's get chat to smile.
True.
Let's get some smiles going. Yep. We smile and we win these games. Let's go.
True.
Also, make sure to sub to the Shock YouTube. They're actually getting close to 100K subs. Shock is
#1 sub to Overwatch League YouTube, I think, right now, right?
They're at 90, almost 91,000. So.
Race to 100K?
Yep. Let's go. It's been working every time. Every time we get the smiles rolling, they win.
That's actually true.
Seriously, every time we've done it, they've won.
Orisa's been in that wall for like 3.5 years.
Yep. One day.
One day we'll pull her out.
By Pringles. Stay in the game.
All right.
And by NetApp, the official data
management
partner of the Overwatch.
Winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
A new tournament means a new bracket is unlocked. So the first week of the June Joust
Widowmaker statue for first place in Pick'ems? I'd probably be off.
What was the next map we saw, by the way? Was it going to be Eichenwald?
I think it's Eichenwald and Hollywood.
Okay, that's a good match.
Yeah, don't forget, like Josh, I know he's forgotten this week. I just know for a fact.
Here are the power rankings.
I don't think I did, actually. You know what? I can't remember whether I forgot. So that does
not surprised to see Sparkle and Doa.
As we know, Sparkle is actually
let's take a look at the power rankings of IBM Watson.
Better main tank than Flats, as we saw in that one match we had back on Nambani.
He cheated. Literally cheated. I literally had him beat and he cheated. I don't want to hear it.
If everybody,
I had him beat.
If everybody
he just couldn't take the L.
Sparkle was playing main tank, and something happened in the game where we ended up drawing, and Sparkle and Flats had a 1v1, And
that is the DPS.
I was like 120 HP. He was 20 HP, and he popped Primal. I won that duel.
I mean,
Glista,
the kill feed said differently.
Games comes back in for a single map.
I won. Dude, he actually cheated in 2 out of like the 4 rounds.
And he goes straight back to the bench.
And he won the other 2?
Was it 3?
So that gives him still a...
No. I won one of them. I won 1 round. He cheated in 2, and then he won 1.
It is a very...
Because you pinned him on one of them.
That was a very fun match, though.
That was actually.
We all had a good time. All right.
We had a draw for 6 minutes.
How is it Hanamura now, Flat?
Dude, it said Eichenwald.
No, I know it did. I'm telling you. What happened?
I don't know.
What happened?
I just want to touch on this point as well, because I can already feel the wave of
I don't know. We're all just as lost at this point.
Type 1, if you saw it show like Eichenwald and Hollywood as the map there instead of Hanamura.
Very confident.
I swear it did not show
TCP.
By the way.
It did.
Very confident.
I'm sure it did.
You were like, whoa, there's no 2CP. Like, can you somehow opt out of 2CP?
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure.
Someone needs to grab Glista by the shoulders and just shake him and say, you know, you are a good player. You've proven that you're a good player. To get him back into that former form.
At least we know now.
Yeah, we'll see.
I swore it said that. All right, listen.
It did.
Shock's gonna bounce back now. Looks like we have Striker in.
7 weeks on the bench and then just come in and play
Is Striker playing Ashe?
Overwatch immediately. So that
all right. Why did you get the script? You didn't share it? You just trying to make yourself look good?
Well, we didn't. I remember.
There's
we
no.
didn't know if
You said there's no way. You were like, oh, why aren't we seeing much Ashe? I feel like we're gonna see some Ashe. And now there's some Ashe there. Who gave you the script?
Look at Toronto because they're running.
So glad.
Why did you not share the script?
Well, I mean, I didn't know. Are you? Did you?
I think could revitalize Toronto.
Wait, do you have the other script?
Joust. I love this comp.
Other scripts. Nobody sent me any script.
Diva side of it as well.
We'll figure that out later.
Possible.
At halftime.
With Aspire looking like such a dangerous hit scan.
There is no halftime.
Toronto have some serious.
Sounds like you're not getting the script.
Ahead in the series.
I hate you. I don't know. All right,
here we go.
There's some more double shield. Oh, nice starting to make it through on the Echo.
Yeah,
that's
really good map
scary.
control. Exactly.
Very well.
That is very tough to play.
That's what they're looking to try and take.
He's just getting free ult charge. Well, look at his ult charge meter. Oh my god.
Okay.
Ridiculous amount.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, that also means they're gonna have one of the fastest windows we've seen.
That is
Yeah, there's the window.
And a shock.
There's the window 2 seconds later, but they already copied.
Yeah.
They copied the Sigma, so that means Violet does not have lamp anymore. You had to use it, so they're gonna get the Sigma ult in 2 seconds.
Hey, this is just, I don't even know what to say.
But now they're gonna be sent straight up into the air with a gravitic flux. And
wait, Mercy? Mercy?
Is anyone gonna touch?
I mean, it's already over. The fight's over.
That's.
And they have a Bob going to the next fight.
FD God, but everyone else has died. I mean,
that was gross.
Shock are playing actually, Brennan, in a very similar way to the way that they played the first point.
Wow.
Town. Really bunched up.
But once again, like when you play double shield like that, and that's why Echo was one of the. Like I said, Echo was a hero that was essentially in the game to be able to play against double shield. And if you let Echo get that map control on the side, that's what happens. Because it's just so much AoE damage, and you have to win off of your window, otherwise it can be tough fights. I'm curious to see if
really good at shooting at chokes too.
Choi recognizes this now, by the way. If you notice, they're not playing double shield now.
Very good.
But Choi might die because Choi's out of position. They recognize him.
Yeah, we've seen this
but we do see really good Mayo.
They pushed in with Nail.
Yeah.
So
huge blizzard actually is going to.
So I think
they didn't get the tech.
Almost.
They did not.
Oh, thank God. They literally were like a millimeter from getting it.
Defense side, the Shock have the advantage, and they're going to get that Smurf.
I think one thing I know.
That's the value gained by the May. Now, outside of that,
it has been raining. It's actually been
very windy
for a few days.
I haven't seen
it's supposed to rain till Monday.
Oh, lovely.
We saw some moments when they were playing on.
We have a few hours of no rain.
But on these wider maps, like
we have a few more hours of no rain, and then it's going to rain again until Monday.
So you're telling me my plans to go to the beach and go tanning are probably not the best idea?
Now that we have Hanamura point B, though, Nero will be in much better positions to do this.
Yeah, I'm still down.
Will be able to find huge value.
Like how we can remember we're waiting for them to go on to this part of the map, so it takes a little bit for teams to get up here. So a little bit of downtime there in between. We do see a big pick though out of Shock, and once again,
I love how Shock's playing this now. Actually,
unless there's a Yeah, they realize they can't. But once again, they realize they can't give Echo that map control.
They just send Choi and Striker with the Mercy Pocket over to the right side because they can't.
Yeah.
But okay, so like let's say they push top left because they realize there's only 3 of them. With Nero's wall, they will buy enough time for them to rotate back and be effective in the fight, and they'll probably get a kill with the wall anyways. So they have to just keep playing it unless they're the way they're playing it right now, unless they decide to push it to 6, and Shock can readjust and push and hold that better than they can with 6.
It's very good.
This is just heads up, like making adjustments from last game into this one.
Remember what we talked about in general with or I was going to mention with Hanamura. Once you lose one person on Hanamura and in double shield comp, unless there's like a huge ult advantage or like some insane play happens, pretty much one pick is a fight reset. And that's what we're seeing. And the reason why Toronto is taking so long to cross is because Shock is doing so much damage, and they recognize that if one of them goes down, it's pretty much, you know, obviously they can res that, but like if they get a 1 or 2 picks, you have to wait like an hour. So they're trying to maximize how quickly they can get across there. And as you're seeing, there's already 3 minutes off the clock from Shock, and Shock is, look at their ult pool. They have no support ults, but they're going to have that shortly because Striker's doing a lot of damage on the side, and FTGod can do can damage boost that for that. And then we have Mail, and we're just going to have Bappo. We have a bunch of stuff coming up.
Outlandish, me saying that out loud, but look at the ultimates here. If they rotate them effectively, they might be finding themselves.
I'm just controlling this right side. This is, and he's got Bob too, so like he's chilling over there.
He takes out a Spire though.
They take out Choi, but like we just said, it's a really good play. But like we talked to, oh, they got the res though. That's different.
Into the melee as well.
I think they're gonna have to res.
Oh, but no one's here to deal with Nice. And as I was singing the praises,
what happened?
They just stumble and fall.
Oh, that's
Flip back over here for the Toronto Defiant.
They lost the 1-pick advantage they had with the Choi trade because they rezzed it.
This might be enough to
oh, that makes sense. But they do have Bob out there now. And wait, they said they use res. They probably don't have res coming up here unless something crazy happens.
Not quite. Michelle dodges underneath.
Oh,
and we do have
the sneaky bastion. Here comes the sneaky bastion.
Yeah, Nero going with the stall pick. I like to see that. Striker goes down, but will be right.
They're actually all corralled over on right, so Shock's trying to like, readjust again. But
yeah, that looked like the Defiant.
A tick and a half's not bad, all things considered. Right there, that could have been a lot worse.
That was. I just don't know what happened to get to that point.
I don't think that plays nicely.
Like Echo got a pick, and the next thing I know, they have 51%, and Shock has a bastion. Which bastion is really good for retaking there.
It is. It actually really is. Especially against double shield, because the double shield, like, you can rip through those shields so fast.
Yeah, and if you look, Toronto's just going for map control up here. They're more worried about the map control and being able to get, like, this extra percentage, because, truthfully, once again, in the double shield comp, even
big
one
pick by Nero.
Can be a win.
Big pick.
Huge pick. They might res that, though. I didn't see where Echo did die yet, but if they can't res that, and I think they're trying to deny the res, actually.
Yeah, they are. They're denying it.
It might be too out in the open for them to even attempt.
Which I wonder if Shock will make a play off of that. Once they recognize if it's denied, if they go for the play here. And it does seem like they're going to start. Yep.
Nice is down. They're not going for the res. They're just taking up positioning as well.
And it looks like we'll have a
bomb.
boss.
Don't want to be losing a player or two.
The way that they're still playing so split, but it's like this is the way to play it. This is exactly how they need to play this right now.
Oh, exactly. I mean, you have to play this way. That was insanely good dynamite. Wow.
Yep. Bob again.
Yep. And once again, Bob gets a little bit more value in this comp now with Zen being banned. And I know teams don't always run Zen, but Bob could get shredded. Could get shredded when teams are running.
Bob here. Bob's got him pinched.
Yep.
Bob's going hard.
Yep.
Bob's going for the kills. Come on,
Bob got a kill.
Bob's popping.
But look at the percentage here.
Oh, wait a minute. What? Wait. Defiant Bob got a tick and a half.
A great accretion connects onto
really good freeze.
Will come through, but he's going to be forced
out
of it as he fades out of the duplicate form. Still alive, still in action, and he's going to be above the point.
Okay, now they'll win this fight. They just stall at this point.
Yeah, they're gonna have to kill the bat.
Wait! Oh god, dude, that's one of my biggest fears. Thank God FTGod recognized that. Oh my god. I'm scared of that exact move on that point. I've had that happen. I've actually had that happen before.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh.
That really was squeaky at the end there.
Wow.
San Francisco Shock will be rubbing their
Good news
palms
for
all
Shock.
after that one.
They didn't give up 2 ticks, so if they cap the whole point,
that is a difficult situation to be in.
That's a dub.
Because the Shock's
but I'm curious to see if Shock. So like, I want to see what Toronto does on defense, and I'm curious to see what Shock does on offense.
And then in that final engagement,
I think Shock's going to run some kind of Fair or Echo comp.
They had to give up ticks on the
they showed last time they played Hanamura, even with the during Rush, that they love those types of comps.
That is very true.
This is still winnable for the Toronto Defiant. It feels like a hard meta to be able to full complete on Hanamura.
All right, well, here we go.
Unless the Shock have got some comp like this.
Oh, there's the Echo.
In their plan that they want to go for.
I don't think the... You think the Reaper's... I don't think the Reaper... I think the Reaper's just a fun pick right now. I don't think it's...
Overall, Bren,
yeah, they generally will do a random pick at the beginning.
How good Neist and Aspire, or how well, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Neist and Aspire are playing right now.
Maybe not, though. Maybe not. That's actually... That is the comp they ran on Oasis.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But Neist's Echo...
I mean, you know what, though? This comp might be really good for actually getting the point in general, because they're able to take more fights. And I think that right here might be better for them than taking, like, 3 or 4 team fights max on second point if they have a pretty big time bank.
Yeah, it is real quick.
Yeah, they're doing that comp.
And 25% ult already for the Echo.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, they'll get Echo ult anyway.
Feels like every time we're covering the Toronto
Echo gets ult so fast.
Yep.
And yeah, finding these positions.
Okay, so oh wow.
Through the choke point quickly.
They're just trying to take map control over here now. I don't think.
Yeah, you're gonna be missing.
I actually don't think that Toronto's gonna go for them though.
Not ideal.
I think they're actually gonna stay there. I don't think they're gonna push it. They can't push that. There's just no way.
They're not. Yeah, they're just waiting.
Yep. It's basically a 4v4. Right now, it's a 4v4, and we have a 2v2 on the side of the map here. We have 2 different fights that are going to happen. But obviously, Shock wants to take it 6. Wow. What a smart play.
What?
All of that damage got converted.
Wait, that was actually insane.
And I can't believe they already had Moira ult.
I don't know.
They said no. We're gonna go. Our target is the Mercy in the sky. Okay.
Well, they had Moira ult.
I see what you're going for.
Wow, what a smart play by them. I didn't even see that coming. Honestly, I was not paying attention to them having Moira ult already. But wow. What a very just,
that was a statement.
You know what I love about that play?
Statement right there.
What I love about that play is the confidence in that play. They were like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do.
Shock at their peak back again.
They just sent it.
A tiny opportunity based on a cooldown being used.
They actually just sent it. I love that. Oh my god.
That was amazing.
I want to do that now. That made me want to do that.
So just to get this clear, we're gonna go Winston D.Va with Moira. We're gonna feed on purpose. Okay, so we're gonna be fine on that part of it, and then we're gonna Moira ult in like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I mean,
sounds good.
I'm not gonna lie. Like that actually made me want to do that. That was so good.
Well, that was a great play. This is a very important fight across the board. Even if Shock loses this fight, it's just about building ult. They have Moira ult again, by the way.
You can see him playing aggressive because of it. He knows that he can.
That's crazy. They're building it so fast.
They're gonna aggress the Moira because they want to get out Toronto's ultimates too.
Yep.
What else does they have? What else do they have? That's it. That's all they have. They're just gonna Moira ult thing. Get ready. Here it comes. Ready? Here we go.
Perhaps the Amp Matrix. They're gonna try and do it now. Coalescence is
there
online, and here we go. Unleash cleaving through them. Drop to the low ground. Actually, pretty good.
And they're happy with that. No, they're happy with that. Because they're just trying to get their ultimates out, and they're able to get out.
What did they get out?
They got out window. So they have no support ults now. And now they have a beat in a second, and they're going to go with beat.
Oh.
Yep. And Nero almost has ult.
They have tank ults and high noon, but...
They're going to build beat. They're literally just going to build beat, watch. This is their whole strat. Just be aggressive, build up support ults, and then go in. They'll have beat in about 2%, and they're just going to go in with it.
Smurf's just looking to separate. Where's the McCree with the high noon? Dead. Striker found him. Striker was ready for it. Here they high and just done. He was ready for that. He knew that their play was. And Smurf's just cleaning up. Oh my god, that was beautiful.
That's their whole.
That was actually beautiful.
Wow.
That was clean.
Their whole strat right there is to just get support ults. They didn't even. If you look at like their tanks didn't. You know how like I'll sit there and hold left click to try to get D.Va ult for like 12% across the map, lose my mech and whatever. They didn't even care about that. They just stood there and they just got support ults. So they got 2 more ults and they got 1 Lucio ult, and they had 1 ult on all the other heroes.
In this comp, it's actually their ults.
That was it.
Not necessarily just their abilities.
They just wanted to use their support ultimates, and they realized that against that comp, if they can aggress in with Moira ultimate, and aggressing across the board, that will happen. That was very smart.
It was, honestly.
Which is something we're seeing more and more of in Overwatch now, is just building up your support ultimates and then just making plays off of them. Same thing with like Window and you know, that was crazy. I thought that was gonna be close. I mean, that was like a really like, you know, crazy defense, and they went on attack and they just played with confidence. That was amazing. That was just good play. Wow.
I think
Hollywood. What comp do you think we see them run on Hollywood?
But we'll find out on the other side.
I mean, like Hollywood is.
Back into this one, of course.
You think Hollywood's a Hog Zarya map?
On second. Huh?
You think it's a Hog Zarya map?
It is map point after all. Shock. We're gonna see on the other side of it.
You know what? I think. I don't know what. I know why they're running the double shield on defense, but that offensive comp that they have going right there looks so strong.
Oh yeah,
that looks so strong. Like, you know, I think that you gotta stick with that. I think they have to run the same thing on attack, like that they just ran. Like on defense, I can see double shield again, but second point is really good for Winston and D.Va. You know, so like controlling that high ground and everybody can get up there very easily, and just playing aggressive with Cole. And I think. On third, it could get a little difficult. They might switch it up, but for first and second, why not? Honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
they just they're dominant on that.
I'm curious to see what they go with on the third map here, but great play across the board.
What do you think? Do you think you're actually gonna see the Hog Zarya?
No, I was just wondering if it was a map that could Hog Zarya.
Oh, okay, because I know you have the script, so like.
Yeah, I don't think they will, but I was just wondering if it could be a map they would do it on. But I'm trying to think about like what would be the comps, and I don't think so because second point Hog Zarya loses so much value.
You know what I think you got to do?
Yeah.
I think we won that last map because of the smiles. What do you think?
I'm down. Can we get some smiles in the chat again? I've been saying the smiles have been working. Let's get some smiles in the chat again, right, Sully?
I mean, that's how to win.
Sully's sleeping now. He's happy.
Oh, you got him on the... Is he behind you right now?
Yeah, he's in the cat tower, yeah.
Nice.
He's chilling.
I love Sully.
Yep.
I wonder what else we could see, though. You don't think we'll see double bubble, will we?
I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. What do you think?
Heart Dorado. I don't heart Dorado. I don't like Dorado.
I've gotten better at it, actually. I understand how the map works now more and more. And what I realize is that when I play tank, I just try to do nothing now. And I win more.
What did you just say?
I just do nothing. You just stand there. I used to try to do too much. So you either go for high ground and stand there, or you go in the lower ground and you just stand there.
Okay. You just stand there?
Yeah. Huh. Yep. So I win more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, whatever works for you. Hey, I mean, I play Hog on Junkertown now and win games, so hey, whatever works.
Yep.
That's just.
Well, main tank might be different. I'm usually playing Zarya, so think about what you can do on second point Dorado as Zarya.
You just sit up high ground AFK.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how can I get to high ground though on attack?
I
can go around all the way around. I can do the jump up top to like you can do like a boost jump up there in the building too. But you want to know something?
What's that?
It usually doesn't. You just get rolled. So I just stay on the ground with my supports and I win more. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I can see where that works actually.
Yeah, that's great.
I see that.
Or I go Wrecking Ball. My Wrecking Ball is actually better now.
Yeah, that's one of us at least.
Yep.
Mine's still kind of could use Yep. I think I just pick Hog at that point.
Yeah,
I think
honestly,
I do more.
That's yeah. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, your Wrecking Ball it's something else.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'll leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
There we go.
Let's go to the next map
took
here.
a sip of tea just before we went in.
I'm ready.
We've got honey in it, and the honey is like
checking one
this.
thing.
Now this one's Hollywood. Just to be sure.
Yes.
I was hearing
Hollywood and then a cough, I think.
well, but there we go. Just, I'm going to be brutally
well, we're not going to need cough.
Yeah,
well, no, I'm saying that's what it's supposed to be with the maps, but yes,
right.
It's going to be.
But I want to toot my
we won't need it though.
Yeah, 100%.
If that's okay.
Okay.
Me, and I think of Ast as well, actually, in terms of like analysts in the Overwatch scene. Were some of the only people that were pretty high up on the Defiant coming into this season. Now, granted, I was also really low on Houston and Dallas, so take everything I say with a massive grain of salt. But I've always seen promise of this squad, and I think it's still here. It's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a decent team.
I'm ready.
They've got all the pieces they need to be able to succeed. To me, it comes down.
Defiant is good this season. That's true.
The difference
What's good
between
this season?
all top teams in Overwatch
Defiant
is how good they
I
are.
think a lot of teams are good this season.
I mean, oh yeah, of course. And especially like just NA in general, all the teams are very, very, very competitive, like with each other right now.
Oh yeah.
Like that's what we've seen more than anything.
No, a lot of teams are good this season.
Like they had a
Every team, for the most part, has gotten like
they played against better teams.
They've improved a ton.
We realized, okay, they
and that's what we like to see. I mean, the more competitive the matches are, the more exciting they are. And obviously there's been some 3-0s recently, but there's a lot more like very good teams.
Right.
And it looks like we're going to be running the. Looks like we have Glycerin again, and it looks like the rest of the roster will be the same.
So you think they can run more Widow again?
My guess is that they want Widow for second point Hollywood. As you know, in previous matches on Hollywood, second point Widow is really good. It's the same strategy here.
And that could definitely be played more as we go deeper in the series.
Absolutely, yeah.
Violet's still missing.
And Glister is back in for Striker here. Okay. So the Glister saga is going to continue.
That's fine. Violet will be back.
Waiting on Violet to get back from the bathroom, wherever he is. I don't know what Violet's doing. Just seeing an empty chair at the moment. But let's talk about his statistics at least while he's gone as well.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's numbers in this match so far.
That's not even that bad.
Pretty good ones.
He even has half the deaths per 10 minutes that you have.
The immortality, I should say. Prevented for 10 minutes.
I don't want to hear it out of you. I don't want to hear it out of you.
I said he has half the deaths per 10 minutes that you have.
It's not a hot take.
I don't want to hear it out of you. I watched you try to play Ryan the other day, and I swear to God, I saw you get 7 deaths in under 45 seconds. I don't even know how you did it. Every time you walked out of spawn, you pinned out and died. I don't want to hear it.
I learned from the best.
He's done a job at improving. His Moira has been
well, that means you should say I'm the best then, so thanks.
It was previously a hero where
well, deaths per 10 minutes.
Or wouldn't be thinking about his team.
Well, I mean, you say you learn from the best. I mean, thanks for the compliment. I'll take it.
Hey, take it. He'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah.
I don't see that happening in these series.
All right, here we go.
It is Hollywood.
It is Hollywood.
Okay, I didn't know if it was.
And he's part of.
To be sure.
Big part of the reason.
If they brought the Widow back in, though, that probably means they're going to play double shield again, though. Would they not?
Certainly is. We're heading over to Hollywood.
My guess is we're going to see double shield.
It's all glamour.
Yes.
Yeah.
My guess is we're going to see double shield on both teams. And on second point, we'll see Widow matchups. And as we know, based off of my, I have no idea. Second point can be tough to take in this map.
It's all pretty, and then you turn around a corner, and then there's just
ooh, double shield.
And garbage. If anybody who's ever been to Hollywood,
let's
go.
The
Ash again.
Right.
The Ash again.
Yeah, Bren's very industry.
Very industry.
You know what? Ash actually does make sense. Widow on second would make sense, but I don't think teams, especially Overwatch League teams, they don't pick heroes based on like a part of the map, unless they get stuck.
Well, the reason why Ash is really good is because not only does Ash, have Bob, right? Ash can throw dynamite over the shields, get some value. Ash can, get a lot of damage across the map. Can be really. Ash is a good hero. But like I said, with Zen being banned, right?
Yep.
We now have it so Bob can survive longer and can be more effective in team fights.
Anyway,
when Zen isn't banned,
enough about my backstory.
Yep.
Zen can just discord Bob and Bob falls over.
Taking away
also, if they're running Mercy, Mercy's good with both Echo and Ash.
Yep. Exactly.
So they just have good synergies.
And good shield break. Decent shield break across the board. There's a lot that can happen there.
Say that about any team that's going into Hollywood.
And a lot of teams don't run Widow on some maps that are a little bit more close range because Widow has a little bit less HP, so they ever do go dive.
Wow. Aspire continues to be
They're just going to res that, but...
That was just a good dude tap.
The res comes through, of course, but the additional damage has just kept Shock penned up in the choke point.
Do they gonna take top here?
I don't know. I think they're going for picks. I think they will take top control eventually, but I think once again with double shield.
Choi's up there. Troy's coming down. Troy's got his just vibing up there, just doing his thing.
Just remember with double shields, a lot of just going for picks. A lot doesn't happen for a while. It's already been a minute, and outside of that first pick, we've seen nothing.
Yep.
We do see Shock taking map control though, and actually Toronto's had to fall back.
Over there.
Okay, they said something. They found the positioning off the back of it.
Yeah, he's just vibing.
How did he go over the high ground all the way over there? Did he just walk and nobody saw him?
I mean, that's just the comp.
Shock will be claiming their prize.
I was just impressed. I don't know how he got all the way over there. He's on his own voyage.
Hey, good start for Shock. And obviously, you know, Shock is feeling good after what happened on Hanamura, where they just absolutely rolled.
Yep.
So I think we're going to see, you know, Shock keep doing what they're doing. They're going to go for that little, you know, the map control around the map. They're going to go for... It seems like now Shock has realized they don't want to play double shield where you just stack up. They want to play double shield where you go for more map control on the sides, and then challenge the team to try to make a play on them, and then make a play off of that.
Yep.
That's what we've seen both times now, as they all stick together and cart together. So I
move forward until Toronto.
Well, maybe not.
I think this part right here, it's a little bit different.
No, I think we're gonna see Choi. Yeah, see Choi's like 2 feet to the left of Arista. That's not. They're not playing together. See, I was right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but sure, I'll let it have it.
Ooh!
Oh, that's the save on the swap.
Popped him quite low there, so the ultimate's going to be used.
That's actually so good though.
Nero
I'm
and
gonna
Arista.
have this for a tank ult.
There's Bob.
Oh.
Then we have 2 Bobs.
There's a lot of Bobs.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of Bobs.
A lot of you. Oh, okay, a lot of
the Bobs. Wait, there's 2. Defiant have 2 Bobs. They have an 8v6 right now. That's just not fair.
Yep.
Okay.
But I think it's a 5v5 right now? A 6v5? 5v5?
I don't know. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know.
One of the teams has... Wait,
someone's low.
5v4? There's a team? Okay, Shock's winning this fight. I can tell now. They got 2 kills there, and that was obvious. Okay.
Yes?
Nice. Wait. Yep, no, Shock has this fight. Okay.
Yes, no, they had this whole point. Just that. What was that fight?
Well, I don't know, because there was like 5 Bobs.
So many Bobs, dude. Actually, honestly, someone's gonna nerf that many. Bob can't be just killing everybody.
Yeah.
Honestly, an army of Bobs is probably better than an army of like actually players at this point.
That was crazy.
At the top of your screens right now, trying to dominate that high ground, looking for an angle up at the top.
So what do we have now?
71% of the
oh, looks like
so that could be
pretty much they all used every ult except for Bongo.
Really, I'm looking at the tank ult.
Well, Troy's gonna take top with Glister here,
which is really good. This is a really good play.
It denies Aspire's high ground that he really wants.
One thing I learned about Sigma is that going for map control like this constantly can be really good. Obviously, when I do it, there'll be an echo that just comes into the room and immediately rolls me. But it is good to go for map control at Sigma.
Or your autopilot like you were today.
I went 11-4 today.
But the Shock are just rolling forward here.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to get taken out here.
You went 11-4, but when we were playing double bubble, you just, nobody was home for a little bit, and then left the game and queued up another one.
And I won that game.
There we go. Glister goes down.
Yeah, well,
going to choose to disengage from this one.
Yeah, there wasn't much happening. They got a pick. They used Bob.
But they do lose a couple of players
they just need to reset.
Yeah, just
that feeling in their bones. They can
okay, they're close to they're 50% on Bob, so that means they have Bob next fight.
Including a Bob kill halfway.
Yeah, it's gonna be well. If Nero copies the Ash, this is about to be a Bob down, throw down.
What?
Nevertheless,
you know,
they get going.
Throw down.
Okay.
They've got a Bob of their own to try and contest.
Oh, true. True.
You know,
and Nero's duplicate. He's probably going to be looking for
Bob
fair enough.
cubed.
Oh, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
Bob.
I've got a couple of
well, not cubed, but squared. Well, not squared. Yeah, you know, math wasn't my thing.
That was so well played. The hold on to the accretion and the stickies.
Forcing the res though is actually huge here. I think Nero's going to go for it.
Oh, he
doesn't even need it. Just kills
him. Wow.
Doesn't have the duplicate in time.
But
couldn't duplicate him now. Wait, and the res.
Nice though. He's going to be duplicating over to the Sigma himself, and it's a fight that's occurring on 2 fronts.
He copies the Orisa.
The Shock continue to try and fight this one. Glister ends up using the ultimate.
Sigma's low. Wait, no, Echo's low.
There's 3 fluxes, 2 bombs.
Michelle getting so much work done with the flux. And they've got the better
well, I'm going to be honest with you. I had a hard time following that
I have no idea what just happened. But what happened was that Toronto won that fight.
They weren't really able to capitalize on any of the space. Toronto played around that so beautifully. trapping Nero.
Okay, I think they're gonna try to deny the Ashe the high ground again.
I have no idea.
Somehow.
Wait, I think they're bongoing left side.
They pop bongo.
Wait. Yeah, there we go. Huge pick.
So that's huge. And lamps out.
Actually, they might win this fight.
He's gonna get the free kill.
Oh
my god! No, he actually just rolled him.
Yeah, I think Shock's gonna win this. Shock's gonna win this.
Shock 100% have this, but just
yep.
As the Shock are gonna be gliding that payload in.
That's a pretty good time bank.
Yeah, no, that's a great time back. I just
here for Hollywood.
Yeah, that fight I kind of understood what happened, but man, that other one.
That was a lot happening there. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. Dude, there was bongos, bobs, 3 fluxes went off. Res, lamps, like so much. And they're building ult so fast, it's actually insane.
That's the player that I'm looking at all the time.
Especially like the dynamites, like
Escorted, to be fair. It's not just him doing it on his own.
There was a lot of stuff happening.
To get Choyobin into
but once again, I would say Shock is very happy with that. Now it's about, you know, when you have that much time in the time bank too, for Shock it's just going to be about being smart with their team fights here, have good ult economy, don't force too many, like, you know, like don't try to like make some ridiculous play, because if they do it right and they're able to get the time bank down just in general, even if Toronto caps with no time, that gives them about 2 minutes to cap and possibly win the game. So they're not going to play it safe, but they're not going to
at that point too.
But that's a really good timing to have. You're going to be very confident with that.
Yep.
Even if you think back to 2019, a year of goats, sure.
Oh man.
They actually closed it out in the playoffs. It's Choyobin's.
What? So they're going to be very confident with that.
Choi is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, the guy is.
I thought I heard you walk away. There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just walking away.
Like we kind of predicted in the beginning, is like the echoes have such a big impact right now. Honestly, like the way the tanks play in this is strictly just taking map control and building ults. That's it.
And we see Toronto, Shock starting on high ground in comparison to Toronto, who kind of, well, maybe they did start high ground. I can't remember, but we're definitely seeing a little bit of a different setup.
Troy just dropping down to the corner for now. Holt's not going to connect, and that actually gives Toronto a bit of a window.
And now he's just going to let his shield drop for an hour, wait for it to regen, and go again.
Yep.
Yep.
They're going to go full rotation here, actually.
Looping their way around the back gives them an opportunity to find some picks. But look at this.
Hey, if they recognize Aspire's all by himself back there.
Yeah, they're just kind of waiting.
Some high ground control away now that the
I don't think they recognize he's back there by himself.
And Echo gets 2 picks right away. Make it 3. I'm gonna say that based off of my expert analysis, I think Toronto's gonna win this team fight.
It's nice with the damage boost.
Think so?
Yes.
Those flanks.
I think Toronto has that team fight. He's becoming very okay, so that was first point.
Wow, that was excellent analysis. They actually won the team fight. That's crazy.
Just immaculate timings.
Wow, I wish I was that smart.
Wow, that was something else. Okay.
It was very difficult for them to have any idea when
that's that team fight.
Just sweeps over the top of the building.
So second though, Hollywood first is kind of like to hold. Second though is really tough to take if they hold high ground here.
So if we were playing Rush Comp and we had 5 minutes, I would say that would be about 8 team fights. Double Shield, I'd say this would be about 5 team fights.
That is now
for the attacking team, that is. Yep. If they lose every fight.
Defiant with a hefty time bank.
It really depends.
I think it's like 4.
It might be. It really depends what happens on the first fight here.
A pretty firm grasp on this high ground.
It's usually how it goes.
It allows them to dictate the pace of this next team fight, actually. They can choose to engage whenever they want. The Defiant.
Double windows.
Yep.
Ult for ult. The Amp Matrix are laid down.
A lot of the time is actually, that's how the bongos and windows are used or to counter each other, because there's so much damage that comes in that if both teams crack both their shields, then nobody can move.
Nope.
But if one team cracks the other team's shield and the other one can't crack the other one, then they typically just lose that fight.
Nice, has to use the duplicate.
Really, nothing happened
that
right now.
was huge right there, though.
And that's a huge pick by Smurf. Thing is, okay, so they killed
Bob.
Bob
too.
Wait. Okay, so wait.
FD's gonna be in trouble here.
Yeah, FD might just die. No, nice heals.
Wow, that saved him.
Yep.
Oh! 4 HP. He doesn't have a chance.
Okay.
But he's just hiding out there in the saloon.
Wow.
Res got Violet as well, though, so it's not even dangerous for the Shock. They're still going to have access.
That was just mean.
And they still have some big ults.
But yeah, I think that was the first team fight.
This is a tough part of the map to be able to push.
In about a minute.
Yes, that was the first team fight.
So about a minute 30 off the clock. I would say about a minute 30 off the clock.
Yeah, so about a minute 30 is what I was thinking for how long these fights take.
Yeah, I feel like the first team fight though is also going to be usually the slowest team fight taken if the team has map control at the beginning.
Yeah, true.
But I think you could be right. It could be 4 team fights. I was thinking 5, but it really depends. I mean, obviously, if Toronto just caps it. They really can't do anything. They have to wait. It's just really a waiting game right now. They're going to have to wait for either a pick or for Shock to start making plays. But Shock's like, they're fine right now. They're not worried about like, using bombs. They'll probably counter.
Nice and comfy.
They might
counter
bomb
bongos
after
two
the bongos.
A lot of damage.
Yep.
Spire has to back off around the corner.
But even then, I don't think they need to.
And it means that the spam that's being
like they're comfortable like not having to use any else. For them, buying time here is important as heck. Like that's all it's about.
It doesn't even matter that they're still pushing the cart further because this is one fight. This whole point can be one fight.
And they're gonna drop now. By the way.
They're gonna drop it. Yeah, they're just gonna clean that up.
Yeah. If you saw what their position was, you knew right away that Shock was gonna be able to drop there and get the kills. And that was really well played. I mean, once again, Shock isn't gonna try to do too much. It's on Toronto to have to make a play, not for Shock to drop down and try to make a play. You can't play aggressive in this comp. So unless some ridiculous pick happens and you have Mercy on high ground to be able to res that. Shock is comfortable just sitting there doing nothing. They don't have to do much. They're not worried. They have an ult pool where they can, you know, if something happens, they can use Narrow's ult or they can use Choi's ult here shortly. Like, they're happy with that. It's on Toronto to have to make a play. The best thing they can do is just not, you know, do anything ridiculous here. Shock that.
When I play this map, I always think to myself, just honestly, just AFKing high ground is the strongest thing you can do.
Yep. And I wouldn't doubt if I was going to say we're going to get an ultimate from Toronto here. And if Choi needs to, he'll counter with his own Sigma ultimate, but I don't even think he has to.
Already did.
Yep.
Already did.
Oh, yeah, Choi did. Oh, wait. Okay, Choi did counter there. Good call, good call. I wasn't sure if he was going to or not, but obviously it was a good play.
Oh, they're going for the clone.
They're going for it, but once again... Even if Shock loses this fight, look at the cart, look at the time.
Yep.
They're not worried about it. And honestly,
they're not going to get the echo ult, so that stops like their fight cold, honestly.
And the cart
now they just go back high ground again, and they just reset. And they've got all their cooldowns back. They're all healed back up, and it's right back to square one.
And look at Toronto's ult pool.
Dynamite is going to be whiffing there from Blister,
just
don't worry.
What are they going to do? It has to be a pick, but how do you get a pick when it's double shield on high ground? They have to basically just go high ground and hope they can make a play. Which is exactly what they're doing. Spire does get a pick there, though.
Yeah, Violet got one back, though, and then they res it.
Yep. And we're pretty much down to last team fight.
Yep.
There will not be the res online, I suppose.
Yep.
Going down. These are going to be some nasty.
I don't even remember. Was that fight number 2 or fight number 3?
Going straight for the jugular here.
I feel like that was a really long fight number 2.
I think that was the third one. I don't even know. That might have been the fourth one. That might have been the. I don't know.
I think it was the fourth one. They never died.
I don't even know.
Like the third or second.
Checkpoint B is just so
True.
difficult to push. You have to have a masterful understanding
that was the third one.
What the opponents are going to be doing. And the Shock
but once again, you know, Shock's like, all right.
The entire time.
Look at the ult pools. They're gonna pop window from below high ground.
And he's line aside angles.
That double tap from Glister.
The damage boost to kill down to Aspire. It's gonna be
instantly
raised up,
but
but now Mercy wasn't really healing your team up in that fight. Sado chunked down to half HP to fortify.
And then they pop the Bob. Oh boy! Wait. Oh, Glister gets caught.
Glister may have.
I don't know if that will matter though. I think.
In the end, oh yeah.
Nah, Nero's got ult. It won't matter.
And that's it.
That's it. It's just that second point of Hollywood is very tough to do anything with. And they played that just how they needed to.
And I will say we saw Shock really come together as a team after that. That was really, really good. So.
Well, actually, in fact.
Yeah. They won Hollywood.
Little hiccup with Junkertown, but to be honest with you, they played. That game didn't. I don't think that game was as close as the scoreboard looked.
On Junkertown,
yeah, I agree with you.
He showcased that he is a good player. He was able to put up a huge amount of damage there. Very intelligent with the positions he was taking, and was part of their dominant victory. I love that. It kind of indicates to me that the San Francisco Shock want Glister to be more of a long-standing player in this meta. If you're only playing long-range hit scan, play Glister. If you
really good play there. Get some smiles in the chat though for that dub right there. See?
It wasn't wrong. It was the smiles.
Right when we start smiling, Shock won the maps, and there you go.
That is the vibe.
With that being said, Shock took the map 3-1. Great play. What can we say? Just well played across the board.
Confidence as well,
yep.
Like we were saying. or like I was.
I am sure they're very happy with
playing those long range hits.
Very happy.
Hit scan rolls.
The scoreboard's 3-1, but I honestly don't think that game was that close. Map 2,
I don't know.
Map 2 was
Dunkertown was definitely Toronto had that map.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I think Junkertown it was kind of a bit of an anomaly.
Yep. Toronto had that map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, definitely a little bit scrappy here and there. But let's take a look at our player of the match.
Some of those fights, I'm gonna be honest, I have not a clue what was happening.
Yep.
I actually got so lost on a few of them.
And Violet's the player of the match. Violet did make some really, really good plays on Moira, especially.
Yeah.
Like obviously on Bat, but on Moira there was a lot of really good aggressive plays that we saw that led to like really, 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 really good games.
This one right here, this is my favorite right here. This is so good.
I love that play. That set the tone for that map too.
It did. That was a statement right there.
To be honest, if
Great
the
gameplay.
San Francisco Shock manages to get a 3-peat, he'll 100% be up there with Choyobin.
Great gameplay.
And people will be asking how he couldn't be the greatest of all time.
Wow.
But there are still questions that were asked this season about Violet's Moira and about his Ana. And I think today we saw
Desperate 10 dropped by almost a whole point after that one round.
What we've seen in prior seasons,
Yep.
and was part of what made that composition look
Actually,
excellent for them. And the
I
Bat,
agree.
as you can see statistically, remains the best in the world. There's nobody who's
Damn.
on Violet's level.
Those are some crazy numbers.
You can bring Alarm if you love him, and you can see if he stacks up.
Wow.
But he's not.
But yeah, let's go.
Violet's the best bat
Also,
in the world.
remember,
He's just unbelievable damage
chat,
he's
make
able
sure
to
to
put
sub to
out.
the
The
Shock
position,
YouTube, follow
he
Shock
takes
on Twitter,
risks where
SF
other
Shock.
people wouldn't dare,
Yep.
and it pays off.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job. So.
Yeah.
Did the Discord too? Did that command ever get fixed?
I believe it's got
I don't know. I think it needs to be updated every single time. So.
Brendan Joust, thank you very much. Welcome to Game Break presented by Cheese It Grooves, everybody. We're joined now by Smurf from San Francisco Shock.
Big.
Smurf, congratulations on the big win.
This is the first game we've seen Smurf the whole time.
너무나도 축하드립니다.
1 second.
감사합니다.
I don't think I'm able to. I think they don't want me to. I don't know if I'm not sure if I'm able to do the interviews on the thing. So I don't think they. So now we're on the other scene now. I don't know if I'm able to. I'm pretty sure I'm not able to. So because that's like the post game. I don't think I'm able to do the interviews on the stream chat. I think there's like I'm not supposed to. But I think we're begin our own interview in a second here. So let me see. So yeah, Smurf played really well that series. So, yeah, Smurf played really, really, really well. Really well. So, yeah, I think we might have our own interview here in a second, but I'm not quite sure yet. So he's going to have Flats and I sit here for a second while we try to figure that out. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day.
You know who we're getting?
I have no idea. That's what I'm waiting on. That's why I'm like sitting here like, yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to see. We're trying to see if we're getting an interview or not. But I'm not sure. So, well, they might just be going on, but we'll see. I'm not sure who they're gonna. I maybe will get. I'm not sure. We'll see. So, how's everybody doing? Did everybody enjoy the match today? Thank you again for hanging out. We have another co-stream tomorrow.
6 o'clock EST.
6. Yes.
3 o'clock PST.
6 o'clock Eastern. Yes. Do you have Corey to be able to add him to the call?
Yeah.
Can you add him?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. If you don't mind, I don't know who we're going to be having here, but let me get everything set up. All right, perfect. All right. He should be in here, and we'll see what we have for the interview coming up. I am curious to see, that is for sure. Give me 1 second here to get everything.
I want to ask him about that the dive comp we saw. I loved that. That was so good.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're just waiting to see it.
You guys could interview me if you want while we wait.
Yeah. Who are we going with?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Nero, to be honest, because I want to see some of what they were doing with that Echo.
Oh, with the Echo play? Yeah, that would make sense.
It was on point, but I don't know. Who do you guys want to talk to?
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me. Whatever's the most convenient for you.
No, you're the man. You're the host of the show. You get what you want.
I mean, that Nero's fine. We've had Nero before too, and he did a good job last time. So, and we'll ask him a few questions about Echo, and then we'll be able to kind of go from there.
How about Glister with like the quickest anime redemption arc of all time?
Played very well. Played very well on Hollywood.
It was night and day between the 2 rounds.
Yeah.
What do you think it was? Just like was he cold? Hands cold?
I mean, sometimes, honestly, and this comes from just at least like my experience. When you don't play matches for a while, it takes a bit to get back into the flow of things. Like scrims are scrims, but matches are way different. So, going into Junkertown as your first map in a while, because if I'm correct, I think Havana was the last map he had played on against Outlaws, or maybe it was one other map I missed, and it just takes a bit to get into the flow, honestly. And I think that's all it took. And then come Hollywood, I mean, nobody could even do anything. Glister was just popping off the whole time. So.
Yep.
I could say I was not scared at one point. I knew for sure we were going to pull that one out.
Oh yeah, I mean they played extremely well. It was just
that Junkertown was an anomaly. That game was not as close as the score.
And Aspire was playing lights out too.
Oh yeah, especially on the Junkertown when the hook shot, you can't even get mad about that. You genuinely can't even get mad about that shot. You just take that one and keep going, And Junkertown's one of those games that you could have the best looking team and you still get stuck on second. Exactly. It just happens.
Their sub, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name, was insane. Aspire, holy crap, dude. He's gonna get a full-time contract. He's got to get a full contract, right?
I mean,
he popped off.
He played really well. I mean, and considering I imagine he hasn't been playing for too long with them, I would say that was very, very good gameplay across the board. I think that was... it's tough to go into a match and when a team has been scrimming with their normal roster and sometimes you don't have that chemistry with the team, it can be tough, and he played very well. 100%.
That shot right there, you can't get mad about that.
Yeah.
Oh, the shot where he was hooking to the top. Oh my gosh. I wanted them to stop and pause and check for aimbots or something, because that you don't hit those shots.
Yeah. No, it was a really good shot. I mean, that's the type of play where that was that could be a difference maker in that match, right? Because we don't know what happens if Glister survives there and has that map control on the side. Because once they lost that map control, it was over. But I mean, that's just, I think, at least from what I could tell there, is that it just took them a bit to kind of get into how they wanted to play, and an adjustment they made. And you might have noticed it too, is they were playing double shield like it was double shield last year. And after a while, they realized they needed to off angle a lot and take away the Echo space. And once they did that, it wasn't even close.
Yep.
They were just playing you saw it was just.
That's the change then. That's the great thing. That's what Shock does. You see them evolve through the course of a match.
You have to.
I think, all great teams do, but it feels like for the Shock, you really could see them make micro adjustments without having to go into the dugout and Krusty necessarily tell them what to have to do. They just seem to know what they need to do.
Well, that also can happen. That's also what happens during the scrims, right? That's what scrims are for. To be able to make those adjustments. So it's hey, we're going to start off with double shield, but then, as they go through the scrims, they probably look at stuff and go, hey, you can make this adjustment if this has happened. That's probably what happens. So it's a mix of both at that point. The players are making really good decisions, and I imagine during the scrims and VOD reviews, the coaches are able to pick up on that and give them those adjustments too. That's the idea.
Like a cool. Yep. It felt like a cool moment to see Glister playing at the same time as Nero, as the new guys together without that senior, without Striker in there kind of holding things down. So it's kind of exciting, or a sign of the new team getting more comfortable when they don't necessarily need to have a Striker in there at all times, or Violet swapping over to the DPS or something.
Exactly.
So I have confirmation we will be getting Nero here in hopefully the next 2 to 3 minutes. I'm working on a way to make them get over here faster for, your amazing audience who chills here and hangs out. Basically, they go straight into dugout, and it's kind of tough to get them to change their ways sometimes. So I'm working with Chris. You can @him Thug Nasty and tell him we need to get our players faster if you really want to.
It's no worries. I mean, we'll make sure the interview is quick with Nero too, so we can go get some food and celebrate their win. And I know players will get pretty hungry after the matches, or want to go and chill. So.
Yep.
We can make it, we'll make it a fun interview. Hey, Nero, how you feeling? All right. Sounds good. Have a great day.
You might actually appreciate that. All the players hate interviews.
Oh, I know.
It's like a 1, 2, 3, not it type of situation.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to make this the shortest, best interview ever for Nero, and I will make it the best. Watch this. And he'll,
God.
Okay.
What script do you have?
What script do I have? Wait till you see.
So I gotta ask, sorry to put you guys on the spot here, but you two are one of the most like my favorite tank combo duos to watch on stream on Twitch. And now Overwatch 2's coming and you guys have to split. Like which one of you guys is moving to support or DPS? Like how or you guys just never play again together?
You know, there's always PvE.
What do you mean? My Widow's insane.
I mean, I'll honestly like we've been asked that a lot, and to be honest with you, it's just so far away that I don't even know. We don't know what's going to be in Overwatch 2 when it comes to like the content in general. We don't know, like, you know, because I love PvE also. So I mean, it's going to be. I'm not even joking about that with PvE. Like I have some like really fun plans with the PvE side of things in Overwatch 2 also. So I don't even know. I think I want to see how ranked is then too, because there might be like they might have a different style of rank system at the point. So where like, you know, it might be a fun idea for us to, you know, sometimes have Flats play tank or me play DPS because maybe it's different. Right now, the major problem I have with ever playing DPS or support on stream is that my MMR is the same. Like my account that I play on specifically basically has me as like a 4600 support player. I am not a 4600 support player. So I don't ever play support on my account because of that. So
I lose a lot of games.
Yeah. Exactly. No, like I'd have to play like 100 games for it to kind of like get to that point. Because of the hidden MMR.
You get a void warning the second you get on.
Yeah, exactly. So I just don't do that. So I mean, I have to kind of wait and see how everything is with Overwatch 2. The problem too with Overwatch 2 that we saw was that they didn't actually show much of the tank balance. Like what we saw the tanks aren't what the tanks are going to be in Overwatch 2. Those were just like, and they mentioned it a few times. Like, yeah, this is a few. They were like, yeah, this is you know, a few, you know, builds behind the tanks that we saw. The way that Ryan was, the way that, you know, Winston was in those, even like Hog and Zarya, I guarantee you the tanks won't even be. Oh, I'm not going to say guarantee because then I'll be completely wrong. It'll be the exact same thing. But I do think the tanks will be much different when they do get to that point.
This guy in chat nailed it on the head. I think you guys just both got to go full-time support players, so we never lose you guys together.
I can just play Brig. Honestly, my Brig's insane.
I'm a really bad. So I believe it or not, when I play World of Warcraft, I love healing. So I love playing. I love healing. But my problem in Overwatch when I play support is that I just like to do everything. Like I'm I'm like the Ana that just throws. That just throws nades at the other team.
Did you ever tell him how I left me behind in?
I mean, that's a good strat. I mean, I would in my diamond matches, I would kill for someone who just did that. So that's great.
I just throw nades at the other team the whole time. That's it. Which might be better now because Ana has self heal.
That's true. Everyone has all the supports have self heal now.
Well, yeah, most of them already did to begin with in some way.
That's true.
Ana was the only one.
And have you guys tried the custom game mode just to get your feet wet or see, you know,
the 5v5
like? Yeah,
I tried it. So I talked with some of the workshop guys, and they were telling us that it's very difficult to do some of the stuff they wanted. Like, for example, making Reinhardt's shield 1200, like it was on the broadcast. So shield in the workshop mode is apparently tied to health, but health isn't tied to shield. So we can change the health, but it won't change the shield. But if you change the shield, it'll change the health, which is very weird. So like we were forced to have like 1600 shield and stuff like that. The Tesla right click on Winston doesn't feel very responsive. And it's extremely like it's so the one on the broadcast, like it was kind of forgiving. Like it was like it was a decent circle. This one is like a widow shot. You have to hit them dead on with it or it doesn't work. And it doesn't work against like Torb and stuff, Torb turrets and stuff like that. So like there's a lot of stuff that we can't totally get it to see it look and feel the exact way. But I'll say the game felt very, very different, and I understood after why they said that they want to redesign maps, because the maps that we played, they felt sort of empty without 6 people. Sometimes you were missing, you know, a couple people, like you like, oh, weird, like, you know, it feels like there's not that much kind of happening right now, you know, and it's one pick means almost more, you know, because being down that extra guy trying to push in it's kind of tough. But at the same time, though, I know the DPS players were saying they're having a lot of fun. The support players were saying they're having a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed the solo Rhine a little bit, having fun with it. Just like The pin cancel. I'll be honest. I had some fun with the pin cancel. On the double fire strike.
Yeah. So good.
Oh, I debated if you know Karq, I pinned at him on Ana and then stopped it, so he went to sleep me. I just shielded up and then just double fire striked him and killed him, and he just couldn't do anything about it. But I definitely see its struggles. Yeah, like there's definitely good stuff, but there's like Emongg said though, it's even if like if everybody I think at this point knows, I'm definitely against the change going 5v5. I think I was probably the most vocal person about
Are you kidding? No, I read those tweets. I thought you were very neutral.
But I'm welcome to be open to it. But like Emongg said, like what we saw isn't going to be it. So basing it off what we saw is tough. So I'm excited to see how the changes will develop, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I understand why they're doing it. Like I kind of understand some of the changes, but it's really tough to say where we're at right now.
You said something too about his right click being like a widow shot. Like I think they should make that in the game. That'd be so fucking clean. I mean, freaking clean. If you could just jump into the air, headshot people, like I'm all for.
Make it like 150 damage and just make it if it's a headshot. Like that'd be crazy.
You have left click, which is the most brain dead move you could have, and then right click, which is ultimate precision.
You know what? I kind of like that idea a little bit. Let's go. What? You're onto something.
Yeah.
Like I said, I imagine the tanks that we will see in Overwatch 2 across the board will be a lot different. So it's really hard to like do the workshop mode and really get that same feel, especially with like it's a complete. They're changing the game up a ton, right? So it's really hard to really just play that and be like, yeah, that's what 5v5 is going to feel like, because I think it's going to be a whole different feel. At least I hope so. Like if they went Overwatch 2 right now with the way tanks were, it would just take, how they talk about like, oh yeah, like, you have now 2 healers to focus on healing you. Well, I mean, there's only going to be usually 1 healer because there's going to be one main healer, and there's going to be someone who goes Zen, and you just discord the tank, and the tank will die almost immediately.
Mm-hmm. So Discord will probably work way different though.
My guess is that a lot's going to change. It's just that they weren't ready to like, how do I put it? They weren't ready to show where tanks are at yet. And there might have been a chance that they already have a really good vision of where Orisa and Sigma are at, which is why they didn't show Orisa Sigma at all during that. If you didn't know they didn't show any Orisa Sigma. So they might have a completely reworked Sigma, and a completely reworked, what's it called? Completely reworked Orisa. So we don't really know what they're going to do. I just know one thing. There's no way the game is going to be like the way it is now. They aren't going to go, hey, where we're balanced at right now is going to be where Overwatch 2 is at. It's going to be completely different. It's going to have to be to make it work in a 5v5.
We're not going to get this game in 6 years anyways, so it's nothing to get too excited about, I guess.
That's whenever people ask, like, what are you guys going to do? It's so far away. I'm not even going to know at that point.
Yeah. All right, well, we're still trying to get near. We'll give them an extra couple minutes, and like I said, we'll try and get these going a little bit more streamlined, especially for tomorrow's major match against Dallas. What do you guys expect for that one?
Dallas first of all, is kind of scary.
Yeah, Dallas is really good, so that can go. I don't know.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Shock. Good. Smile if you think Shock
your check for running this show is about to not clear here if you said anything else.
Smile if you think Shock is going to win, or smile if you think Dallas is going to lose.
I'll be honest. I originally got into Overwatch League because of Pine. My first ever I had recently gotten into Overwatch, like when Overwatch League formed. My first match ever watched was the Ilios map with Pine. And I've never in my whole life, actually at that point watched somebody else play and go, oh my God, that guy is actually so much better than me, and I will never get to that point. It won't ever happen. I was like, I was decent, with the game, like even like being GM, but I was just like, I could put in thousands of hours and I will never catch up. That is impressive. So he holds a special part in my heart. So that's my hope is we see some Pine. That's all I care about is seeing some Pine.
I think they confirmed he wasn't playing until he is in North America.
All right. Well, until they get a Pine, Shock wins. That's it. No pine, no win. No pine, no win.
You know what I was worried about with Dallas, or you know what I'm holding on to is because they are definitely a really good team, and actually, it feels like Sparkle is kind of like our kryptonite because he had a major win against us again last year when he was on Paris. Like they did a big upset to us, and then he did it again with Dallas this year. But I think we don't lose twice to the same team. Like it hasn't happened since I think like season 1 or something crazy. Like it just they get the team just goes to another level mentally when they've taken a loss to somebody. And you see it from map to map. Sometimes they'll lose a map and then they'll just come back and just look like an entirely different animal. And so I think that's what we're going to see, tomorrow. Like they want to win that more than anything. If they don't, like, I don't want to be in the room afterwards. I do not want to go back to that war room on a loss tomorrow.
I can't imagine.
I feel that.
So we'll see if the Shock live up to their calling card, but I know it's definitely winnable. All right, I don't know if we're gonna get Nero, guys. I think we might just have to call it.
Okay, we did the interview, so it felt good to be able to.
We got a different interview. Got you.
You got me. You got me, guys.
Yeah. In case you're wondering, it felt good to be able to. We did the co-stream. It was a pretty tough match, but we were able to do it.
I just want to say that he threw me under the bus and tried to say Sparkle MTD'd me, but Sparkle cheated against me twice, and he wouldn't help me. Just saying. He didn't help me.
In a ranked game, did he give you the draw? Business?
Yeah, well, we had a draw because first off, I not like a plug or anything, but I have the video of it on YouTube. It was literally 4 or 5 streamers on our team, and they had a bunch of professional players, and I have never seen a cluster of a game like that. Like people just going AFK, falling off the map, like it was all over the place. But they ended up having a lever. They had almost 5 minutes in the time bag. We had a minute, and then they had a lever. So we draw. So we drew with them, and we had a main tank Winston melee off, and I had him beat cleanly, and he popped primal, and then I had him beat cleanly again. And he cheated by jumping using his Tesla and meleeing to finish me when he was 1 tap. And
so he cheated.
He cheated. Okay. He beat me on one of them fairly, and I beat him 1 time. But we got him 1 time with Emongg pinned him. But it took like 3 attempts before he finally stepped in when he was cheating every time that I was ahead.
Well, here's what I have to say to all that.
And then he says MTD at the end of the game, and it's like, I'm looking for a new duo. Like,
he popped
thanks,
up
buddy.
on you? No way, dude. All right, you could always plug your YouTube here, by the way, too. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels.
I mean, it's just thoughts. Just my normal thing.
We know what I say to all
my
this?
name.
You know what I say
Go
to all
Flat,
this?
watch all his videos. What do you got?
Make sure everyone here subs to the Shock YouTube. Follow SF Shock on Twitter. Thank you for watching. I'm Emongg. This is Flats. We also had Corey joining us here. Putting the ending song on. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you all later. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for hanging out. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.